Go from there. Hello, folks. This is Lindsay Huddleston with Sports Psychology Solutions here for another SPS Mental Health Moment with one of my favorite people on the entire planet Earth, maybe even the universe, Ms. Kyra Jefferson. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Glad that you can make some time out of your busy schedule. I've been doing these mental health moments just to really reach out to people in the athletic community, influencers, whether it's coaches, players, and things like that. And every time I'm scrolling, I just see you like in your garage getting it in like you got a UFC fight coming up or something like that. So talk about what's been going on with you. And for those who don't know the great Kyra Jefferson, you just give a little intro on yourself and share what's going on and why you decided to jump on with me today.
Okay. I'm Kyra, like you said. I'm a professional track and field athlete, currently sponsored by Nike. I've run for Team USA, and I am still the current collegiate record holder in the 200 meters. And, you know, with all of this going on, like meets have been postponed or canceled. Like I've had meets that were supposed to be March 27th, April 4th, and they're just non-existent. So I kind of had to like get creative and keep myself motivated. Luckily, USATF, which is my U.S. Federation for track and field, they gave each person about maybe like $400 to like help go towards like strength equipment.
Okay.
So considering the fact that since I can't do a lot of running on the track, I figured I'd take advantage of it. So I bought some weights. That's what you see in my garage.
Yeah.
I put a little bit of my money in, but I got like a real quality barbell, weights that I normally lift in the gym. And I've actually had a lot of like rehab equipment for quite some time because I've battled hamstring injuries. So I've just been taking this time to focus on my weaknesses. Since I can't run to the fullest, I might as well be as healthy and as fit as possible. You know, work on little stuff that I never really pay attention to, like my arms. That's why you be seeing me looking like I can.
Right, you got the guns out, right?
Yeah, so you know, just kind of like working on the little things, and I do it in my garage and leave the garage door open to kind of like give myself the atmosphere of I'm somewhere else and I'm not like at home.
Oh, wow.
For me, doing stuff in my living room and in my room is super hard. Like I don't know why, but like the abs that I would do in the gym are 10 times harder in my living room. Don't know why, but you know, I kind of either do that or I kind of go on the patio and just do anything to give myself like a different environment and feel like I'm somewhere else to put myself in that mentality. I also have one of my friends who helps my speed camp. He has a gym, like he's a trainer. It's called SOS Detroit, and I asked him to like give me some workouts. So his workout plan actually before I even got the weights is what I was doing, where I was making tons of videos, doing a lot of cardio, and just kind of finding little challenges to like get myself excited because you know being an athlete is very different from being somebody who's just trying to stay fit.
Sure.
Those are
Good point.
strengths.
Good point.
I commend everybody who goes to the gym on a regular basis and hires a trainer because those workouts are totally different from what I'm used to. So
how so for some people who can't really understand the difference?
Like for example, I didn't think that doing like push-ups, like I don't do push-ups. Like I don't really, it's not something that's required in my sport. So doing a circuit with push-ups and renegade push-ups and
Renegade push-ups.
yeah, that's where you like push and then like you got to bring your arm up every time, like stuff that you like you don't think that it's anything. Like you like I could probably do that, and then I start and I'm like ooh.
Right.
And I have like, and because we do like live classes sometimes too. I see women who are like 30, 40 trying to lose like 10 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever. And they're killing it. I'm looking like I might cut my camera off because this kind of hard. I don't want y'all to see me struggling.
Right.
So yeah, it's just been a very different path, and I'm just trying to adjust to it and just stay as motivated as possible.
Right. Well, the imagery is great. The imagery is very inspiring. I think you said a few interesting things, especially about trying to create a different environment, because I think it's fair to say that we get comfortable and if we're in the same environment, it's easy to not be as motivated. So the idea of opening your garage, getting a different vantage point, I think is an excellent thing people can do. I noticed a few times you had some people in there helping you out. You want to talk about some of the folks you had on Team Jeff coming in and helping you out with some of your workouts?
Yes. So my training group, I had like two of my friends from my training group, Grant Holloway and TJ Holmes, both
Mm-hmm.
world-class athletes as well.
Absolutely.
They kind of help me because that's who I'm used to being around.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Sure.
I want to slack off, I have them. And my boyfriend, we also work out together sometimes separately, but we're completely different sports. So sometimes he pushes me in a different way, and I'm like, well, sir, I'm not a football player. I can't really.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like it gives me a balance. Like working out with my boyfriend gives me the balance that he sees the perspective that we often don't see, and then
Sure.
working out with my track athlete friends, like we kind of keep each other accountable. Like you do these with your arms, and then when you run in a race, this the last 200. This is what you got to think about. If you lift here and do this, like your arms will be stronger at the end. So it kind of just like I get two ends of the spectrum to put it in perspective and help motivate me. And plus, because they're all guys, I don't know what it is, but guys just really take working out real serious.
Sure.
So they always push me and they look at me like, that's all you gonna lift? And I'm like, let me put another.
Right. So for people who may say, I don't have world-class athletes as my buddies or coaches that I hang out with, or a Division I football player as a boyfriend, it still seems that you have basically accountability partners, someone else there to kind of help push you. So no matter who you have, you saying there's a benefit to having someone else to critique and push you and help you stay inspired?
Yeah, most definitely. Because even when I go on runs, like I said, my boyfriend, he's a football player, so going on runs is completely out of his range. Like that's not
Yeah.
his. But just knowing that he's there, it helps me to be like, all right, like in my mind, because I'm a little competitive, I'm like, okay, don't let him catch me.
Right.
But
A little
for
competitive. A little
yeah,
competitive.
absolutely. But like for other people, it's good to have somebody with you. So if wherever in the areas that you lack, they can help you, and in the areas that they lack, you can help them. And if you guys lack together, y'all can push each other.
Right. I like that. I think we all have our ups and downs. And the thing about being a public person like yourself, we always put on a good face. But can you talk about the reality of having the ups and downs of, kind of having the challenges of being down a little bit, but still being able to pull yourself out of it, just so people can get a understanding that that's a real thing that everyone probably goes through?
Yeah, I totally have had days where I'm like, you know what, I don't even feel like doing anything because, like, for me, competition's not inside, and it just everything just feels more like I have to be more intentional. I have to force myself to get up and do it versus it being like my routine. I'm a routine type of person. So like I think like my days that I pick to do nothing is like Wednesdays. And I purposely make myself get up on the weekends to like make up for it. And
Mm.
because I'm not doing anything all day. So it's kind of just hard for me because, you know, track is my career. And right now, technically, I'm unemployed because I have no meets,
Sure.
to look forward to. It's just a little, it's hard. It's going to have difficult moments. You just have to keep trying to find something that makes you want to get up. Like for
Right.
me, what makes me want to get up is I look in the mirror and I look at my stomach and I be like, you know what, you eating a little too much. Let's go do some abs.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not doing now, but let's do them sometime today. Like just something like that.
So finding some motivation, some carrot to put out there that you can focus on. And it seems you're not looking at other people. You're looking within. You're not looking at other people to motivate you, even though that can be it, but finding some motivation, right?
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I feel like I post workouts every other day, and some of my friends who are actually like Olympians, they don't post a thing. So it's just like I was like, I don't know what they doing. They can do what they doing, but this is my time to upgrade whatever I knew I was struggling with before. This is the extra. You know how like sometimes in like your life, like you like, oh, I wish I had like another couple hours to like
Sure.
if I had like 2 more months, I would have did this by this
Right.
time. So these are your 2 more months to like
Mm.
fix stuff.
It's amazing you say that because as I do my Monday motivations, I was already working on one, and I'll give a preview about tightening up. Sometimes it's not about a complete overhaul on everything you're doing. It's like working on a few things and being committed to those little things. And I guess with the fast-paced world we live in, Kyra, we always worry about big picture, but we never get an opportunity to focus on the fine lines. And it seems like this is a fine line opportunity. Talk about that a little bit more about being honest with yourself about the things you need to work on and putting effort into it.
It's a tough pill to swallow. Like I know like for me personally, my weak points are kind of like my hamstrings and my glutes. So those like small exercises, I know like if I focus on them, now, like while nobody's doing anything,
Right.
nobody's doing anything, you're not allowed to do anything. If you focus on it now, you can at least say whether it goes your way or doesn't go your way that you gave the best that you could. You put in every effort that you could to get better in some type of way. You just have to set small goals for yourself. It doesn't have to be like dramatic. Like I better lose 50 pounds during this time. Like just this week, I want to change the way I'm eating.
Right.
I want to drink at least a gallon of water a day. Like it just because we have the time
Right.
to make those small increment changes.
That's great. I want to emphasize that because I talk about that a lot, brick by brick, B by B, just as little things over and over again, or as I heard someone say, just keep punching. And I think we get so caught up with trying to have this big, large type experience, but it's unrealistic to say, I want to go from having a regular diet and lose 50 pounds all of a sudden, and you get challenged when you can't do that. Have you been in those, what gets you to the point when you kind of committed to the small goals as opposed to always these big goals?
Because I used to set like super big goals, and then if I didn't achieve them, I made it seem like it reflected on me as a person. Like it was like if I didn't achieve that goal, then I'm like worthless. I'm pitiful. Like I'm so disappointed in myself. But then I say, okay, well let's just make small goals, and I even like write small goals. Like let me see my board.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow.
So like I write like little stuff on my board.
Look at that. I got a screenshot there. Hold on. I love it. Okay.
And so for me, like with this whole thing happening, like I when I came to my board and I was like, oh, we don't even have a 2020 Olympics. But then so that's why I started writing. Like I write like 2 major goals that I want and just keep them in the atmosphere. So I keep reminding myself and putting me in that space. But then I also I wrote like, you attract what you think.
Sure.
And so that's the biggest thing. Like I look at this because it's here. I look at it every day and I keep reminding myself.
You know what? I'm sorry. Just say it one more time because that was so heavy. Just say it one more time.
You attract what you think.
Talk about that. What do you mean? What is that? Talk to me like I'm a second grader with that.
Okay. So this track coach, she used to be a University of Texas track coach, Bev Kearney. Mm-hmm. She kind of talked to me about this, and ever since I had this talk with her, it just like changed my thinking. Right. But you attract what you think means people who say like, I hope that I don't lose my job, or I hope that I don't be late on my mortgage. You put in an atmosphere that that's something that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Or people who say, I hope I can lose weight, or I hope I don't get fat. That's a better one. I hope I don't get fat. I hope I don't gain weight. Instead of just saying, I want to be healthy. Because then if you're saying, I hope I don't gain weight, you thinking about not gaining weight. So all you're going to attract is gaining weight.
Well, to add to that, I mean, what Ms. Kearney said was very true. This speaks to the psychology and also the chemical part of our brain. Because like a computer, if you put a word out, the brain processes that word. I like to use the example of golfers, when they say, oh, I don't want to go in the water. Well, as soon as your brain hears the word water, it gets attracted to the water. So language is very important. And I think people take that for granted. And it seems that is something that is very much manifested in your world right now. And you seem to be a true believer in that. Talk about a younger Kyra and what it took to get to this point to be able to accept those.
Lindsay.
Okay. Well, you were a great student. You've always been a great student. So that's cool to know that. But I'm just really happy that we can have this platform and other young people, whether they're in track and field, basketball, football, or just in life, can listen and see your face and see your energy and see what you've achieved and kind of respond to it. So is there anything else you want to kind of put out there for the good of the whole that people can take from this? Because I think it's going to be a great resource to people when they get a chance to check it out.
A major thing is like, don't feel like you're the only person going through something, and don't feel like you can't voice what's going on. Like, it took me a long time to be able to bounce my ideas and bounce my thoughts off on other people. Like this, to this day, that there are still some things like people will be like, Kyra, you're so creative, you're so organized. And I'm like, I am? Mm-hmm. But they get that from me telling them about how I have OCD and I was trying to plan this or what. Like, it's just, don't feel like you're caged in to the point where all your troubles, all your thoughts, all the insecurities you have are just to yourself. Because sometimes the insecurities that you have are things that other people are like, girl, I wish I knew how to do that, or I wish I could do that. Or,
so you're saying your own insecurities can be looked at as a treasure or something great to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, Kyra, you got me inspired today. I'm glad that we got a chance to sit down and get this going. I'm really happy for you. I love the goals that you have, and I really believe anyone who watches this will be able to benefit from that. So I thank you for being so transparent and willing to put yourself out there. And the workouts are great. Keep it up. What's the weather like there down there in Florida right now?
Like 80 probably.
Oh, you said you humble when you say it because people be mad at you, right?
It's 75. I'm sorry. It's
75, but they'll get up there. So are you working out today?
I worked out already. I did some lifting. I got some stuff from my strength coach mixed with my friend's stuff and kind of like put it all together. I'm probably gonna do some abs later.
Okay. One more thing before we go. Talk about the Kyra Jefferson Foundation. Talk about the speed clinic experience that took place almost a year ago, and just what that's been like, and once things get back to normal, what people can expect from you with that.
The Kyra Cares Foundation is a foundation that I started to kind of get kids to like realize that you can take athletics and your academics and kind of transform it into putting yourself in rooms that you never thought you could be in. And from that, I created the Kyra Jefferson Speed Clinic because you always see basketball camps, especially from Detroit. Like you see so many basketball camps, you'll see football camps, but you never really see track camps. And coming to college, I realized that people don't expect people from Michigan or from up northern states to be good at track because it's cold most of the time. So I kind of wanted to put the bug out there that you can have speed clinics because kids have a lot of potential that you just don't see because of where we're from. Like it's something that we can't control. And so last year's speed clinic was super fun. And this year we're going to have a new location.
Okay.
And, just switching it up a little bit. We're going to have some more guest features. Mm-hmm. I kind of like, for my clinic, I kind of do that whole procrastinating thing. And then I come up with the best ideas ever, like 2 months before it actually starts. But, so we're kind of figuring it out. My team is kind of like figuring out what we're going to do during this time, especially because it's a lot of uncertainties. But the camp is November. So we still got some time, not really stressed about it, but it's going to be something very, very fun, and I can't wait to see the outcome.
Well, let me tell you something. When I walked in, the music is playing, everyone's live. It is one of the most exciting experience. What did you say?
Shout out to Carter.
Yeah, hey, it's one of the most exciting experiences I've ever experienced for any type of sporting event. And I'm talking about from all the things I've been a part of. The energy is there, and people can only feel that they're going to get better by participating. That's an awesome thing that you and the family does.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I want to let you get back to your 75-degree weather in Florida. Thank you for gracing us and all that you do. So proud of you, so inspired by you as well. And just keep it up, and we're going to keep supporting you. Say your social media so more people can kind of follow you on your journey.
Instagram is Kyra Jeff, KyraJeff, and my Twitter is Kyra Jeff, but it's spelled KyruhJeff.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure to connect you on all that when we do that. Well, you keep going, keep doing great things, and we'll see you soon. And thanks again.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.